Some South African artists are pleading with President Cyril Ramaphosa to allow creative events to take place, as most are struggling to make ends meet without an income. Newzroom Afrika Sipha Kema joins us now from Church Square in Pretoria. Sipha, a very good morning to you. We've been seeing a number of these protests where those in the creative events industry are saying the president must make it easier for them to at least gain an income. Some last week were saying that they were hoping on at least 70% of their allowances being opened up for them to make an income. What are you observing there?
Well, that is correct, Impo. As you've said, that we've seen many of these protests coming from South African artists who are pleading with the president to allow them to actually have events to take place, creative events as well, so that they can make an income and able to survive, of course, as currently they are struggling to make ends meet. But someone to tell us more about that, Impo. I mean, this is, of course, part of somewhat of a nationwide protest where they'll be gathered in different parts of the country. We've got Pretoria, where we are. There's one happening in Cape Town. They're also encouraging some artists to march to the premier's offices in different provinces. Now, to speak to us, we have Brian Mokoena, who is part of the creative industry, actually a spokesperson for the union. Brian, I mean, we've heard the pleas coming from South African artists and the creative industry asking the president to allow them. I mean, we've seen many other industries opening up, but just not the arts.
You see, for us, it's not only a matter of opening the industry because of what you call COVID, but we are saying we've been experiencing so many problems as the artists in this country. For an example, we still demand that the broadcasters across the board, whether private or public owned, to play 70% of our products. So we therefore demand that the Department of Communication to open those doors. We are also demanding that the Department of Labour to recognize us as labourers, as workers in this country. We are therefore demanding that the Department of Labour to open its doors. We are also demanding that the Department of Arts and Culture to open its doors and have a fair and a proper process in terms of funding and protecting our works. Department of Trade and Industry has thus far failed to sign the agreement with our neighboring countries so that our artists can be able to repatriate their royalties from those countries. But here in this country, we have recognized agreements with America, with Europe, and what do? We're shipping out the money that goes to them. So even if the president today can say COVID is over, our workers will still be hungry up until those issues are addressed. And furthermore, the very same ANC government is owing millions and millions of money to the artists for the work that they did for President Ramaphosa and the ANC in last year's general elections. So today, City Mapele, we demand this government must open the doors and recognize us for what we are and for what we can give, because we're not only good in singing our slogans during the elections. We're not only good in terms of designing the T-shirts during the elections. We're not only good in terms of doing our sculptures during the elections, but we are here, we exist 7 days a week, every month and every year.
Thank you so much. That's Brian Mokoena from the South African Creative Practitioners Union. Now, of course, and for some might wonder, why now? I mean, why can't the artist here behind me wait until the president announcement? As you've heard from Brian himself, this goes much deeper than COVID. As you heard, his grievances as well as the demands that they have as the union, of course, asking that the artists be treated fairly in all aspects of the industry, calling for arts and culture, calling on the Department of Labour as well, and also calling for payments on time. I know that, I mean, we all know that that has been an issue that South African artists have been raising over the past years, is that payments should be on time for them, as they also have families to support and of course children to feed.
In terms of the plan for the day, where is this protest likely to end, or has there been a memorandum of demands drafted out? What are some of those processes that need to take place today?
Well, the program is expected to go according to this info, where Right here, as you can see behind me, they are gathered here at Church Square. From Church Square, they are expected to start marching to the Union buildings, hoping, of course, to gain the attention of those that they're calling for assistance from, those that they want to actually listen to their grievances and demands. As far as whether there will be a memorandum that will be dropped off or even received from the Union buildings, we will see as the day, of course, unfolds, as soon as they start marching out. But for now, they are gathered here, trying to make their mark here and having their voices heard in Church Square, where later on then they will march to the Union buildings. But of course, we will bring you updates as the march and of course the protest continues as we get maybe to the Union buildings.